Good evening, everybody, and this is Hatchet Gaming coming to you about the Division update that is currently being put live on our servers now. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about how the community is and how 1.4 we've gone over and over that it changes everything and how it changes it and how everybody's going to interact, the new people that are going to return when they come back is going to be key how we're going to keep this community strong. Out of the videos I've seen so far about this, I think Like Butter, which I will get a link to the video, put it in the description box below, kind of spelled it out best. And this is the best community I've ever been involved in through a game. This is the first community on where I actually am making content for, and this game has been my start. I'm building hopefully for something that's going to be very successful, but I will certainly put a link to Like Butter's video in the description box below. But we need to pull together as a community. We need to not pull that I've been here since the start, I'm better than everybody else that didn't stay, because other games have came out, people have other interests, and there are going to be those that are going to come back and want to get into it again and get where they want to go just as much as we do, just as much as any of the hardcore players are going to want to. And anybody that's been since the beginning, help out somebody, make some new friends, help the community grow, because the more people we have within this community that's sour over people quit or they weren't playing for a while or whatever the case may be, is going to spoil the community that started to form from 1.4 and with the way 1.3 kind of was and how hard it was to get gear for whatever reason from wherever, that it just wasn't good. It just kind of is. We need this. We need the fresh start. We need the reset button, because the devs can only do so much. And as if you watch Like Butter's video, said that they did it on a new type of engine. So this is basically the first game of its kind. And they have the potential to take this game really far. And I'd like to see it. I want to see what this game is capable of. And how we're going to do that is we have to take 1.4, we have to come together on 1.4, help each other out, make each other better, show everybody the inner workings of how it's going to be, teach, not just criticize, not try to get some of that, oh, I'm better than you in the DZ knockdown, oh, you're trash in the DZ. No, that's not how we're going to grow. We need more of good games, good kill. Whether it was or not, that shouldn't matter. You tried. If you die, you die. If you don't, you don't. So, it's one of those things. If you don't want to die, then either stay out of the DZ or just call it good, as it's going to happen. I've died many times in the DZ, probably for reasons I shouldn't have, and some for reasons I should have. But either way, we need to pull together as a community, make each other stronger, and see who else we can kind of pull towards this game. Make it kind of, because it's not doing so hot lately on Twitch. It's not doing so hot really on YouTube, except for a few content creators, and I may be trying to get in on that scene, but it's hard being a newcomer. I'm going to do the best I can, and I want to see this community grow. I want to see how far this game can get. Can we get a year 2? Can we get a second game that improves, that expands, that gives us more places to go even? Maybe even get off Manhattan and go to more of New York, Philadelphia, some of the other places that they said were hit hard, and just expand, give much more detail in the story of what's going to happen with Aaron Keener. Because since it's never really been stated, did Colonel Bliss actually die? Or was he actually in that copter? Was it just a recording of him in the copter that we shot down? And he just got dropped off somewhere and was speaking through an intercom system? Or they have so much they can do with that. Make a story. Get something going that's just going to be incredible. And I just want to kind of say my thoughts about kind of a goodbye to 1.3, fresh start of 1.4, and just kind of, while the servers are down, kind of waiting for everything to come up, and just, because I'm just like everybody else, I wanted this fresh start. I love this game. It was the first game that gave me a chance to be able to do what I do and grow a community that I want to grow. The more exposure I get, the more things that go and involve themselves into this community, I think the better this community is going to grow and going to be better. So we need to be friendly with each other, or maybe not hold hands friendly, but we need to help this community grow. Kind of draw more people in. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but I just want to see where we can end up and how big this can actually get. Make this kind of a blockbuster, because it started out huge when it came, which is why I ended up buying an Xbox One, was for this game. And then I started making content, and then I got into it more and more, and then they introduced the gear sets, and learning how they worked, learning all the different mechanics of what works with what, and we're all going to be doing that again, because most of the gear sets are getting fully reworked, and things are changing on them, and we'll have to relearn how they're going to work, what's going to work best with what pieces are going to work here, what do we want here, how do we want the build, are we going to be able to diversify, and what's going to happen once we get there. How are we going to get there? Why do we want to get there? These are all things that need to be answered as we play and grow and see what it is exactly that we want. So, everyone comes... I know it's not going to be like it was before everyone started kind of leaving when they released 1.1, and 1.2 saw more, and then the insaneness of 1.3, that if they hadn't done 1.4 the way they did, and how it does, then we had the potential of this being basically an entirely broken game, to where enemies are so powerful versus a 4-man group that no one's going to kill anything, and NPCs basically look at you when you die, and that's not where we wanted to get to. That had nothing to do with how it's going to be, and that's not where we needed this game to go. We needed to get everything under control and manageable, so there was something left to build upon, and scaled down. So then there's the potential for level increases, gear increases, more gear, the potential of survival after 1.4 is just going to be incredible. It was some of the reports that are coming out about survival makes me excited. But we'll have to wait and see how much of that is actually true before we can actually say, hey, that's what's going to happen. Because until the devs say it, all we have is speculation, possibilities, and it can change drastically from what's been found to what actually gets introduced into the game. So it comes down to, where do we want the game? And be open about that. Talk on the forums. Get our opinions out there to the devs so they know. Because these are the first devs I've ever seen that have listened to a community so much. And I do have to say, I absolutely love that. It makes the average Joe, the average gamer that may not necessarily have the time to put in, that has another job, not be able to do like what I do with the content and everything else. But it's incredible on the support of the players that have been here this whole time. And going forward, all I see is growth coming from this. And once they start releasing information about survival, maybe we actually get off Manhattan for survival. Who knows? And then there's Last Call, or Last Stand, or whatever the other one's going to be. That's going to probably be released next year sometime, which has even more potential to give us more things than what we have now, and to grow. And the whole idea of it is absolutely thrilling. I'm ecstatic, excuse me. I want to see where this game and community can go, and get how much it's going to grow, just to see the end, if there's an end. Maybe we can just keep going, keep gaining momentum, and there doesn't become an end, and it ends up being like a game that ends up being out for 10 years and just keeps going and building. I mean, all we can do is provide and be there and stick by it and support the devs in their endeavor to do this. But this is kind of my farewell to 1.3, the farewell to some of the worst updates and some of the bugs and insane health from the NPCs to make it something more manageable. And I welcome it, and I welcome the players that will come back, and will do everything I can to help out in any way I can. And on that note, I will just like to say that I hope everybody enjoys this video and has a wonderful time coming back and maybe trying out the Division again. And if you ever want to support me, my Twitch channel plus my Twitter is going to also be in the description box below, where you can go follow both of those and help my dream become a reality. And on that note, this is Hatchet Gaming, and I am signing off. See you later, everybody.